was fortunate enough to find this 1986 Series 3 RX7. This one here had been in a storage for the last sort of 13 odd years and was pretty well stocked with a couple of little subtle upgrades and a few things that needed addressing, but there with the 12A 6-port 5-speed manual and right-hand drive. These ones come out with an LSD in the rear and disc brakes all round and a 4x114 stud pattern, unlike the earlier Series 1 and Series 2 RX7s. Pretty rare to find in decent shape these days here in NZ, but yep, was pretty lucky to be given the opportunity, so I took it. Here I am with the previous owner, checking it out, learning a little bit about rotaries, because as you can see, they have their challenges. So unfortunately, around 2 weeks into ownership, it was time for a visit to Green Brothers to see what was going on. This resulted in needing a full engine rebuild, so I took the opportunity to do a nice little extend stage port, using all Mazda genuine seals, got it race balanced, all the obvious bits and pieces swapped out, lightened flywheel from Green Brothers, and then a nice new inlet plenum to run an IDA carburetor. So I went with a 48mm Weber, a little bit of paint just to tidy it up on the housings, and here we are. So Green's assembled this for me before putting it back in and then taking it for a tune and a dyno run down at Dyno Power in Tauranga. And with a stock exhaust, it made 186 horsepower at the rear wheels. So pretty happy with that. Decided to make the most of it and get out there and start cruising. And this included going to a first ever car show where I've actually entered a car rather than just being a spectator. So pretty stoked to do that. And me and the family out and about. Those car shows over in Opotiki. I disrupted the Evo Club line up there by parking in amongst it. So moved to join a few other iconic cars. In this sort of space here in NZ, obviously the rotaries are quite popular, and there's a few standout players in the game, one of them being Andy Duffin and his son Liam of Three Rotor Racing. They quickly become good friends and help me out with maintenance and servicey bits for this old girl, and here it is parked next to one of the Group C race cars. Trialling out a few different looks with the big Wang and the little Simmons. Coming back from the workshop after getting a fresh wine fitness. Nice and simple, clean build, as the name stipulates, OG12A. I wanted to kind of make it a bit of a OEM plus type build and just enjoy it for what it is. This did include a couple little niceties like these little 3-piece Simmons, and then I ended up getting some nice semi-slick tyres for it just to really help it stick to the road. Probably too sticky, probably a little bit of an overkill, but here we are. Shortly thereafter, sent it back down to Three Rotor Racing to have them tidy up a few of the imperfections with the paint. So the rear spoiler had been removed when I purchased it, so again that all dialed in, and also fitting some new mirrors which were sourced from Riggs Rotary in Canada. And this is basically the process now, stripping it back, getting it all nice and tidy. So yep, Andy Duffin was a bit of a wizard here. He worked his magic and really done a nice job getting the Mazda tender blue colour looking sharp all the way around. This is quite a rare colour for this model, so yeah, not very common here in NZ anyway, but more so not that common in the Series 3. So just a nice satin black finish on the mirrors and the bumper trims just to freshen it all up, and yeah, just tidying up the whole rear end of the car just to get it gleaming. So sitting out here looking sharp. Pretty happy with the result. This is a nice clean car. Yeah, pretty proud of what it's turning into. The good bugger Andy even delivered the car back to my place, which is, yeah, a few hours away, so super grateful for that. And just a couple of photos after sort of receiving it, just to show how good the paint job was. Well, this is, yeah, as I said, just designed to sort of be enjoyed, nothing too over the top, just with a couple of subtle upgrades. And yeah, just for me and the family to cruise around in. But as you can tell, obviously they're not huge vehicles, so it can prove a little bit challenging with fitting my young boys in the back. They do fit, but the back seat's not super large, so it's more of a driver's car. However, I couldn't help myself when seeing sort of other classics, and more so in the American car space, just, you know, equally have their cool kind of vibes and whatnot, but just a much bigger car and quite user friendly for what I'm wanting. So I made the decision that we need to mix it up and say goodbye to this old girl and look for something else. And that's where the next mission begins. So I quickly took it over the hill again, got it tuned up at dyno power just to get everything all dialed in. Runs a beauty, so thanks to the team down there. Before setting on a big trip 6 hours south of where we are here, loading up behind the big Chevy truck and getting ready for a long trip. It's game time, baby. Morning team, we're on a big mission this morning, so nice early start, left just before 5 a.m. En route to Palmerston North, which is around 6 hours from where we live, with the intention to swap the RX7 for a different car, so you'll have to stay tuned to see what that is, but we're out there doing it and looking forward to it. Hey team, oh well, I'm now down in Palmerston North. It's been about 5.5 hours since I left this morning, and I'm about 10 minutes away from the destination that I'm going to. So just dropped the wifey in town. She's going to go check out the township and shopping malls and all that sort of good stuff, and I'm going to go catch up with this man about a car, and we'll see where we get to. Oh well team, here we are arriving at the pearly gates, aka hot rod heaven. Yoo-hoo.